Good morning, class 12 students. So, this is your subject physics, chapter number 10, that is wave optics, and in this lecture, I'll be discussing the test solutions of the test that you gave yesterday. Okay. So, the first question asks, in Young's double slit experiment, if the phase difference is of pi, will there be a dark fringe or a bright fringe? So for that you can easily use the formula of intensity, which is I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1 I2 cos phi. So I am taking resultant intensity to I dash and I1 and I2 equal to I. So when you will solve it, you will see that I dash is coming to be 0. That means there will be no intensity of light. So therefore you can say you will be having a dark fringe. In question number 2, it is given if the width of the slit is made double, then what will be the effect on the size and intensity of central band and diffraction pattern? So as you know, the size of central band is given by 2 lambda d by a. So if a is doubled, the size will reduce to half. And because in diffraction pattern, intensity is directly proportional to square of aperture, or you can say square of width of your slit. Therefore, intensity will now becomes 4a square. So it will be becoming 4 times. In question number 3, it is given why we cannot obtain interference pattern when two slits are infinitely close to each other. So that is because, see, beta is lambda by d, if the slits are very close to each other, that means this d, that is separation between the slits, will be nearly equal to 0. And if d is 0, beta will become infinite. That means only a single fringe will cover the whole of the screen, and therefore you will not be able to see the interference pattern. In question number 4, it is given if the intensity of the maxima in Young's double slit experiment is I, then what is the intensity due to a single slit? So if you remember, we have drawn a diagram in interference pattern in which we have said that 4 I0 is the maximum intensity and I0 is the intensity due to a single slit. Now if you compare these two, according to question, 4 I0 is given to you to be I, and you have to calculate the value of I0. So easily 4 I0 is I, so therefore I0 will be I by 4. That means now the intensity will become, now the intensity will be 1 by 4 times of the maximum intensity. Question number 5 was a theory question to differentiate between a ray and wavefront. So I hope you all must have done that. So next is question number 6, in which width ratio between the slits is given to be 1 by 4, and you have to calculate the ratio of maximum intensity and minimum intensity. So as you know, the formula of intensity maximum to minimum is a plus b whole square upon a minus b whole square, and you know this formula as well. So using these two, a square upon b square will be 1 by 4, or 2a will come to be b. By using this, put the value of b here, then I maximum upon I minimum will come to be 9 by 1. Okay, in question number 7, you are given a wavelength of 600 nanometers and the distance between the screen and the slits is given to be 1 meter. Now, because this is a diffraction pattern, and as you know the conditions for diffraction pattern for the maxima and for minima, so according to the question, for minima, this distance is given to be 3 millimeters, or you can say 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters. Okay, and you have first minima, therefore n will be 1, lambda will be this much, d is given to be 1, and a. I am putting d to be a. So just solve it and you can easily calculate a. That will come to be 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 meters. In question number 8, you have to plot a graph between fringe width and your distance between the screen and slits. So as you know, beta is lambda d by d. From here, as you can clearly see, beta is directly proportional to d. So when you will plot a graph between them, you will get a straight line. Now if you calculate the slope, you will be getting beta by d, and as you know, beta by d is nothing but theta, that is angular width. So we can say the slope of the fringe width and distance graph will be giving you the angular width. In question number 9, a figure is given to you, okay, and it is said that distance between the slit and the screen is half as that of the distance between the two slits. So if d is d by 2, that means this portion will also be d, and this portion will also be capital D. OP is given to be x in the question, and this distance is again D. Now it is asked to calculate this D in terms of lambda such that your first minima falls at a distance D from the center. So you can say we want our OP to be x. Only then your first minima will be falling on D, distance from the center. Okay, so we will be after some time we will be putting x equal to D only. So before that, let us calculate the path difference for the rays reaching from S2 and S1 to P. So for that, see, you will be first of all calculating T1P and T2P, because when we will be calculating S1P and S2P by using Pythagoras theorem, we will be reading their value. So easily from graph you can see T2P, this length is, this is D and this is x, so this will be D plus x, and T1P, this is your T1P and this is your D, so this will be D minus x. Okay, now to calculate path difference, again look here, path difference will be this S2P minus S1P. Okay, so now to calculate S2P, again use Pythagoras theorem in this triangle. So S2P square will be equal to T2P square plus S2T2 square. Now you know all the values. So S2P will be D square plus D plus x whole square, because T2P is D plus x to the power 1 by 2. Similarly, S1P will be D square plus D minus x whole square to the power 1 by 2. I am just using Pythagoras theorem to calculate S2P and S1P. Okay. Now to calculate path difference, and because you are asked to calculate minima, so as you know, path difference for minima is 2n minus 1 lambda by 2, and for first minima n will be equal to 1. So when n is 1, this will become lambda by 2. So that means S2P minus S1P should be lambda by 2. That is S2P minus S1P should be lambda by 2. This is according to question. And one more thing is given, that your x should be equal to D. Okay, so put x equal to D here. When you will solve it, you will get lambda is equals to 2D into root 5 minus 1. If you want, you can solve it further as well, or you can leave it like this also. Okay, so this is the relation between lambda and D. In question number 10, you are given two wavelengths of sodium, that is 5890 angstrom and 5896 angstrom. Capital D and A are also given in question. So again, for maxima in diffraction pattern, you know the condition is 2n plus 1 lambda D by 2D. So according to the question, you want the separation between the first maximas of these wavelengths. Okay, so one by one we will be calculating the distance. So to calculate for this one, I am taking the distance to be x1. So that will be equal to, if n is 1, this will become 3. So that will be 3 lambda 1 D by 2D. Similarly, for second wavelength, I am denoting the distance by x2. Again putting n equal to 1, this will be 3. That is 3 lambda 2 D by 2D. Now you want the separation. So separation will be nothing but x2 minus x1. So just put all the values are given in question. The answer will be 9 into 10 to the power minus 4 meters. In question number 11, you are given that fourth bright fringe in interference pattern coincides with second dark fringe. So you have to calculate the relation between the wavelengths of this one bright fringe and the dark fringe. Okay, because we are using two different wavelengths. So first of all, again writing the condition for bright fringe, as you know, x is n lambda d by d in interference pattern, and for dark fringe it is 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. Now if fourth bright fringe is there, that means n should be 4 and lambda we are taking to be lambda, so that will become 4 lambda d by d, and it is coinciding with second dark fringe. So second means n will be 2, so 4 minus 1, that will again become 3, that is lambda dash d by 2d. Okay, so this d by d will cancel out. So you will be left with 4 lambda is equals to 3 lambda dash by 2, or lambda will come to be 3 by 8 lambda dash. So this is the relation between lambda and lambda dash. In question number 12, again two wavelengths are given to you, and capital D and small d are also given in the question. So you have to calculate the least distance such that first maxima due to these two fringes coincide with each other. Okay, so now first of all what we'll do, we will choose the fringes because here the fringe is not mentioned. So as you can see, lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2. So we will be choosing, let us suppose nth fringe of lambda 1 is coinciding with n plus 1th fringe of lambda 2. Because we want least distance, therefore we are taking only the difference of 1 between them. Okay, so now if that is a bright fringe due to these two, then you can easily use the formula. For lambda 1 that will be n lambda 1 d by d, and for lambda 2 that will be n plus 1 lambda 2 d by d. The formula is same only because the n plus 1th fringe is there. Therefore we are using n plus 1 lambda 2 d by d. And always remember, if lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2, then for lambda 1 choose nth bright fringe, and for lambda 2 choose n plus 1th bright fringe. Okay, so now it is easy to solve. Just put the values and calculate value of n. That will come to be 3. That means the least distance where these fringes will be coinciding will be such that third fringe will be there due to lambda 1 and fourth fringe will be there due to lambda 2. Now you have to calculate least distance. So you can put n equal to 3 in any of these two equations. That will come to be equal, obviously. So 3 lambda 1 d by d. You are given all the values, put the value, the answer of the least distance will come to be 12 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters.